learning how to breathe. Spinning through identity, reveal another pretty little scheme. Save her mind, hold her hand, and don't believe a lie. You understand me. Walk her down.
Hey y'all, it is August, I don't know, 15, 16, I don't know. I just lost my mucus plug. I'm having a contraction. Woo! Last night, I think I was having contractions, but it was in my back. I've been having like I look so rough, y'all. Put some on my face. I experienced having like real bad back pain, and y'all, it was so bad in my back. I mean, it was all in my back. So right now, I have a lot of mucus coming out of me, and I'm leaking. And I'm cramping. So I'm like, let me go. So yeah, I think this is going to be officially the labor and delivery vlog.
Things now, I'm working on them soul things now, forgiving all your old ways, but it's harder on the cold days. Cold days. Never been a product of a flaw.
Thank God, because this is my baby bump here. This is my baby bump, and he is hurting me. I'm having contraction, y'all, but I'll keep y'all posted. I'll keep y'all posted when I get to the hospital. I'm expecting surprise! 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go, Ronnie! So y'all, let me show y'all my baby bump. To actually be feeling her.
This day that God has given me, I'm not gonna waste this joy deep down inside me. I'm not gonna shake. Been stressed for so long, so stuck in my own way. So I enjoy this moment. It's the day that the Lord has made.
Who was on? What? Hey there, lady. Hey there.
Almost lost my mind a couple times. It got so hot I thought I wanna die. Blood dripping from my arm, just wanna feel inside. Too afraid to open up, so I'd rather hide. Man, I'm just so grateful that I made it this far. Almost thought I had to call my mama in a cop car. Benny's everything for me and everything I need. I would be nothing if you didn't give me no reason to be. Cause I'm riding through the city. And I ain't worried about it.
Rising. Today is discharge day. Just waking up. Had breakfast. I'm feeling okay. It's like I'm feeling more pain or something. Cause that was fine with the pain, but now it's like it's really hitting me. Baby boy just ate. So now he is just taking him a quick nap. Say hey. He's sleeping so good. It just feels good. I feel so much relief. So much relief because it was a struggle. But it was all worth it at the end. He is so adorable and just a sweetheart. and can't wait to start and continue my journey with him and just getting to know his personality. And so I'm gonna find out what time I'm leaving so I can kind of get everything together. I'm gonna bring y'all along with me, like getting ready and get him ready and stuff like that. Getting prepared to go home. The staff was so nice here. They were so nice, like, and I had seen people that I've seen before with my other kids, so it just felt like I was at home, and they really took good care of me as well. So y'all, this is the birth story. Everything was so quick, y'all. I didn't get a chance to record my actual birth. I was so upset, y'all. I was so upset because I really wanted to show the behind the scenes everything. I'm also a person and a firm believer of, like, you know, everything happened for a reason. So I was thinking maybe the Most High didn't want me to show that side to the world, because of different things that's going on behind the scenes in my life. You know, like my phone had went dead. We couldn't find the charger. It was just everything just went. One of my friends, she ended up sending me a link showing you how to do like how to induce your labor. And I'm gonna drop that link down below too. Taught me how to do like the acupuncture. I think I'm saying it right. I don't know. You hold different points in your like your feet, your hands, or whatever like that. So I did that. An hour later, I ended up losing my mucus plug when I did that, and then it was just coming out, y'all. Like, it was just gushing out. And then it got to a point where I had like a little blood in it. So I'm like, okay, I think I'm going into labor. And so this happened like at 8 o'clock at night. And I was telling my kids, I was like, okay, y'all, let's go ahead and get our bags just in case that I'm going to labor, because I feel like I am. And I was like, I want to go up to the hospital just to check, you know, to see if I'm actually going into labor. But you know, y'all get your bags. I got to walking around, the more I started feeling like contractions, but they was like light contractions. So I'm thinking like it's like Braxton Hicks, you know. Put our stuff in the car, and that's when the labor started hitting, and it was just like hitting me, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So we jumped in the car, and I drove, by the way, okay? I drove. It's like the closer I got, the more it was like, it was just hitting. And I called my mom. I was like, hey, think I'm in labor. And I'm hollering. I'm driving. Yeah, I'm literally driving and hollering, going to the hospital, okay? Because it's like the closer I got, the more the more painful they became and stronger they came. And I pulled up to the hospital. I told my son, I was like, hop out the car, tell them your mom in labor. So drove to the hospital. I'm praying. I'm like, Lord, help me get to this hospital, you know, and making all this noise and this humming. My kids laughing in the background. So, pull up to the hospital. and my son went into the hospital. He was like, my mama's in labor. So the security guard looked at my son, and he was like, just look at him. And so the lady behind him was like, this boy said his mama in labor. Like, y'all need to go get a nurse or something. So the lady ran back there. She ran. She was like, hey, y'all, lady out there. She's in labor. And so, I don't know, they ran outside with the wheelchair. The whole staff came, and then it was like, oh my gosh, you drove up here in labor like this? I'm like, yes. All my emotions just came out. Like, I was crying. I'm like, oh, help me, somebody. So they was like, ma'am, keep your legs closed. Keep your legs closed. So I had to have my legs closed because I did start feeling pressure down there. And it was like, we don't want you to have this baby in the wheelchair. Keep your legs closed. So they was like, oh, what's your name? This and that. How old are you? This is the type of information, doing everything. Call labor delivery. Hey, we got a lady down here thinks she's in labor. Delivery was excellent. They was on it. Okay, time I got in there, baby, they was okay, you know. And they was like, what's going on? Your water broke? I was like, I lost my mucus plug, you know. And they was like, okay. So they immediately rolled me into my room. And y'all, to that point, I was like, fuck the natural. I don't want to do the natural no more, because if you've been following my journey, that was like my thing. I was like, I'm gonna do a natural delivery. But I was just like, I don't want to do this no more. Like, just get him. Because it had got so bad, y'all. Like, the pains was hitting back to back to back. Like, they was just hitting. Like, my contractions was like, it wasn't no every 3 minutes, no every 4 minutes, every 5. They were just back to back to back. Shit. So I let them do the service check. I didn't want them to do service checks, but to the point where I didn't care at that point. So I let them do the service check, and y'all guess how many centimeters I was? Guess. I want y'all. I was 8 centimeters. So they was like, oh my God, you know, like, oh my God, like, she's dilating. Like, yeah, I was dilating like doop, 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 like back to back, like just dilating out of nowhere. So shout out to my friend that told me about how to induce my labor, because she was like, if you do this method, you're gonna have your baby tonight. So it happened, y'all. I was like, what the heck? So they was like, we gotta call her doctor. Da, 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 da. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to pee. I got to pee. And they was like, we don't want to move you because we don't want you to have it. I'm like, please. So they put the bedpan under me. And that crowd was like so uncomfortable. And I'm like, I can't pee like this. Like, I kept for 5 minutes. I'm like, please just let me go pee. I got to. So they was like, okay, we're going to take you in there, but do not have this baby in this toilet. So I went in there, I peed, and then I felt like I had to boo-boo. And I was like, nope, you're going to have to hold it because we don't want you to push this baby out. Put me back on the bed. She was like, okay, you're going natural. And I was like, fuck that. I don't want to go natural no more. I was like, I don't want to go natural no more. Just epidural. And they was like, well, we got to hurry up because you're down, like, you're dilating, like. So they checked me again. It's like, you 8.5 centimeters, you almost 9 centimeters. They're like, that's called an anesthesiologist, anesthesia, whatever. We know how to pronounce it. So it was on 10. He ran in there. I'm like, please, epidural me. I don't want to do natural no more. So he did epidural, and it relieved me a little bit, y'all. It relieved me a little bit at 9 centimeters. Now, mind you, when you get epidural, it kind of slow up the process. So we waited a whole like 4-5 hours till it got to 10. Okay, so I kind of, you know, wish I just didn't get the epidural because I was already like at the end of everything. But y'all, I was so uncomfortable. Like, my body was shaking. I was trembling. Do you hear me? I was trembling. Your girl was trembling. Shaking. Ooh, just tongue hanging in my mouth and whatever. My kids was in the room with me too, because they in there sleep. Like, it was just a whole mess that night. And so, so I'm just hollering, because now around this time, as I got closer, now I can feel pressure. I could feel pressure. And they were saying that it was the contractions. When I tell you, it felt like this little boy was coming out my butthole. It felt like he was coming out my butthole, y'all. And I was, oh my God, I'm just like, come and take me, okay? Because this is painful. I can't. Like, I still was moving my toes. I still was moving my feet. My doctor had got kind of irritated at the point, because it was taking so long for me to do that 1 extra centimeter that I needed to have the baby. And like I said, you know, the epidural just kind of slowed up everything. And so the nurses kept coming out. I'm like, somebody come in here. I was calling them back to back. I'm like, I feel him in my butt. She was like, that's good, because that's you contracting and he's coming down. If I would have just made one wrong move, he would have just came out, because it was just like, it just felt like I had like a big bowel movement. Like, if I would just did one big push, that would have been it. And I was over it at the point. And my doctor came back in. I was like, could y'all just do a C-section? Like, at this point, I was like, I don't care about no birth plan. I don't 25%, but we can't do a C-section. We cannot do a C-section. Then the other nurse came back in. Well, you have some type of bacteria, the G something, and that came from the service checks they kept doing. And I just kind of learned that, you know, if they didn't catch it, if they didn't catch it at that time, that could have hurt the baby. So they had caught it, thank God. But so I'm like, she was like, we're gonna give you some type of medication to do. I'm like, just go ahead. I'm still feeling uncomfortable doing this epidural. Like, what was the point of me getting epidural if I was gonna feel like this? I could just went on and stuck to my whole natural thing. Then my doula, I told her not to come, because it wasn't no point. Like, I was already towards giving birth, and my doula is like an hour and a half away from where I stay. So it wasn't even no point for me to even tell her to come, because I was already getting ready to push. So all the doctors and stuff came in, the nurses, the whole staff, they was like, come on, we're gonna go ahead or whatever like that. My doctor checked me again. He was like, oh no, this is some bull crap. Like, it was just like a little piece, he said, that was stopping me from getting ready to deliver. So he was pissed, because we had been sitting around for like heck, and they finally came back in with everybody, and they was like, he touched my toes. He was like, can you feel that? I'm like, yes, I can feel everything. So basically, my epidural failed, y'all. It failed. So your girl went natural. Pull my legs back, and I'm like, oh my God, you know, I'm just freaking out, because I have not did this in so long. I kept pushing my legs up. It was like, you cannot do that, you got to push back. So I'm like, oh my God, I feel them in my butt. Which I did, y'all. It was awful. And they had to hold me down and push my legs back, because I wouldn't let them do it, because it was just So they was like, okay, Yasmin, push. And I pushed, and they was like, no, you're not pushing. I was like, but it hurts. They do it for me. They pushed my legs all the way back, so I was like pent down. I couldn't even do nothing at that point. So one nurse had my leg that way, one nurse had my leg that way. They kind of pushed back. They said, okay, when you feel that pressure in your butt, you got to push. So I felt the pressure. I was like, oh my God. So when I pushed, it was just, y'all, it felt like my insides was just spreading apart. My inside was my pole insides, okay? You gotta push against the pressure. So I was like, okay. So that's what I remember, push against the pressure. And y'all, it came and I pushed against the pressure vessel. And I'm like, oh my God. And I pushed and his head came out. So it was a little relief when his head came out. So I was like, okay, one more. You do this one more, he's out. So my doctor had to use forceps to help get him out because it was hard. It was like he was ready to come out, but he wouldn't at the same time. It was like, okay, this next push is give it your all. This would be your, I was at the point where I was just over it, okay? And did that one push and he used whatever to pull him out, and my baby boy was out. He was out. And my mama said I was cussing and praying at the same time. Yeah, it was just like everything was moving so quick. And while I'm in labor, y'all, he's like, you want to have another one? You want to plan? You want to schedule to have another child? I'm like, you're going to get the got my face. Came out 6 pounds and 7 ounces. He was born at 5:30 in the morning. And August of 2023. And he came out so adorable. And he didn't even really cry when he came out. He was just looking. And I'm like, you doing all this. You know, you need to just come out. Like, you got me going through all this pain. Everybody in the room was like, oh my God, did he really just say that? My baby said, Ma. It was so clear, loud and clear. He was like, Ma. Like, what? You know, and he was just looking around, looking. But then when they took him over to weigh him and stuff, then he started crying or whatever. He my baby came out as a G, okay? He was like, all right, I'm here. So amazing. I didn't have no complaints. The only complaint I had, though, was the lactation. I complained on her the other day because she was awful. She was real awful, okay? I used the bathroom right after I had him. Like, I was good, or whatever. So I was back on. I mean, I was walking. They was like, you already walking? You ain't hurt? And they gave me medication and stuff, but I didn't always need the medication. But when I discharged, when I came home, that's when I started feeling a lot of pain. So let me introduce you guys to Navy Ace. Ace. Say hey. This child here, he has the craziest facial expressions, y'all. We'll definitely do another vlog so I can see him a little bit better. But this is my baby boy, my handsome man. He got on his little Nike outfit on today. So thank y'all so much for tuning in and being along with me in this journey. If you're not a part of the family, if you ain't a part of the squad, baby, what are you doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, share to friends so we can all be best friends. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and all that good stuff now. See y'all on the next video.